Last 1988 was an incredible year for me.
I was 5 years.
You were 5 years old?
Because I'm 35 now.
You're 35 now. So we had just won the city championship in soccer.
Which team were you playing for? Gormaya, Mafuko Bombas? Were you playing for FC? Were you playing for Bungela Wananchi?
The college team, Jalas.
College team
had just won the city championship.
Your college team?
Yes.
University?
Yes.
University is what you call college.
Correct.
Okay.
So, but the thing with America, right? Soccer is a new phenomenon. Let's say in the last 30, 40 years is when football, as we know it, there they call it soccer because they have another sport called American football, and they don't want to confuse the two. Anyway.
And it's a huge thing, American football.
Huge. Super Bowls are huge. Anyway, soccer was and is mostly and predominantly played by foreigners.
Because they bring the culture in.
Yes. So in our team, Kingsborough, I think we only had maybe 1 or 2 Americans, as in white American, right? Not even any black Americans.
White.
So there was Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Nigerians, myself, Kenyan. We had Russian. We had Brazilian, Argentinian. I mean, our team was so...
And you were in this team?
I was in...
A team that had Brazil players and Argentina players.
Yes. They were students, Jala.
Okay, what we do, let me sit back and enjoy this lie.
So we had just won the city championship. I'm going to tell you something even more incredible. You won't believe me. In America, if you win a city championship or if you win a big tournament, now they select you as like part of the first 11 of the entire university community. They call it NJCAA, National Junior College Athletic Association. NJCAA. So I was picked as an All-American.
For soccer.
Yeah, even though I was Kenyan, right? I was All-American NJCAA.
You.
As I told you, they used to call me Pele, man, back in the day.
Go ahead.
Well, I used to force them to call me Pele, but that's another story. But, so I was okay. Anyway, so here I am. I've won this event. I've won this. I'm sitting at home in Brooklyn, New York, in East Flatbush, and I get a call. Those days, no cell phone. I get a call from a landline. Dean of students. He says, Jeff, it's now close to June, it's early June. Jeff, we noticed from your records that you have maintained a 4.0 GPA. What that means is you have straight A's. You've had straight A's throughout your college career. And you are amongst 5 finalists or nominees to become valedictorian. And I said, what now? He says, valedictorian. I said, what is that? He says, well, you get to write a speech to perform, to give it in front of the entire graduating class of 88. Or 89 then, because we finished in 89. Can you imagine, Jalas? So I said, really? So what do I have to do? Well, with the 5 finalists, you all have to stand in front of a committee of the college and write your own speech and give a 10-minute speech in front of the committee. And the best one will be chosen. 5 finalists. So I show up. Every one of the other I think 3 out of the 5 were all like science students, like chemistry, math, physics, Izozote. Well, I was doing...
Geniuses.
Thank you. I think it was myself and just one other who were doing arts. The rest were all sciences. Every one of us, 4.0 GPA. I'm the only black.
I'm at 3.5 now.
You're 3.5. I'm the only black. I'm the only African. So we all draw straws to see who will go first. I drew and I got second. So I'll be second up in front of a committee of about a dozen very senior lecturers. The dean of students, the college president, all that. Number 1 goes in. And we've been given, a day to write a speech and put something together. Number 1 goes in. 10 minutes later, they walk out. And they say, okay, Jeff, you're up next. I walk into the room. And I see these people intimidating, all white people, senior, university, dons. And
they're looking at you.
They're looking at you. Who is this?
Black boy from Kenya.
From Africa. They don't even know Kenya.
Maintaining a 4.0.
How?
Then you go up there.
I go up there. And I say, ladies and gentlemen, graduating class of 89. And I start my speech, and I said, how am I going to convince these people? How would I do it? So I said, you know what? I'm going to give my background. I'm going to give my history, where I've come from. So I said, having been in America for such few years, and worked in the college and done this and done that, and I put in the extracurricular, the football, the extracurricular activities, the this, the that, and I gave my whole thing. I don't remember it word for word. I wish I had recorded it back then. I wish we had cell phones to record this stuff. But so I gave my spiel. 10 minutes later, and at the end of it, they all nodded. Okay, all right, thank you. The next one. All 5 of us. And we all went home. Got home, chilled, relaxed, watching TV. Phone rings. Same evening. Jeff, Dean of Students. Are you sitting? Yes, sir. You've been selected as the valedictorian of the class of 89. What does that say?
Oh, you brought it.
What does it say?
The valedictorian award, funded in the memory of Fred F. Ertz, to the graduating student who has demonstrated excellence in scholarship. Jeff Koinange, Faculty Committee on Students Award, June 7th, 1989.
Look at that.
This plague, eh? It's a plague. Eh?
Yes. So
this is the Kingsborough Community College.
So then they
the
said
City University of New York.
City University of New York. So the guy says, congratulations, write a new speech. We'll give you 12 minutes. Well done. Out of those 5, they picked me. So now I started writing the speech that I was going to deliver on this day, June the 12th. I tell you, man, when they called my name, when the president of the university called my name and says, now to speak on behalf of the graduating class of 1989, please welcome Jeff Koinange.
Then you walked up.
I walked up. I say, thank you, Mr. President. Huh?
And delivered
I said, parents, teachers, graduating class of 1989, I stand before you as a living testimony. And then I gave the speech again, a new fresh speech. Man, by the time I finished the last 12 minutes later, everyone was on the floor. Everybody, standing ovation, the whole shebang. It was incredible. I mean, I was numb. I don't remember what happened next, but it was numbing. I mean, there was confetti and band playing and people cheering and parents crying. I mean, there was not a dry eye in the house. It was incredible. Fast forward, Jalas. Fast forward 2006, right? Exactly 17 years later. The college calls me back to give the commencement speech, the one that you see on YouTube with the dreads. Remember when I had the dreads? They called me back on this. It happened to be June 12th, 2006. And they called me back to give the overall commencement speech as a graduate of Kingsborough. And I went back and I said, exactly 17 years ago today, I stood here as the valedictorian of the class of 1989. And in that time, so I gave a whole CNN. This is what I've done. I've seen, I've broken bread with rebels. I've dined with kings. I've done this and that. And you guys, the world is your oyster. You can do it. If I can do it, having come from humble beginnings in Africa, you have no excuse.
Go out there
and do your thing. And again, no dry eye in the house, standing ovation. Oh, I'm telling you, July, it was.
Anytime what happens when you go to Kingsborough now?
Oh my God! Even though a lot of the teaching staff has changed and all that, right? But my name is on the plaque. The name is everywhere. People remember that guy from Africa who came and just brought the house down.